Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to scale images in PsyToolkit. Now you know in PsyToolkit experiments you can show images, you upload them to your PsyToolkit account from your files. So for example, I have here a nice image of a puppy. It's 167 by 250 pixels high and wide, and I want to use that and I want to make it bigger and smaller. So for this, I'm going to create a new experiment, and I call it, for example, scale an image. You need to come up with some sort of like a name. Scale an image. You know the routine here. You get a white box in which you write your PsyToolkit code. Now, I assume you have some familiarity with it. If not, that's fine. Watch this video. So one thing that we can use in experiments, of course, are images. And we write it in a section called bitmaps. So we first need to tell PsyToolkit in this section called bitmaps what the images are. And we have an image called puppy. Now, of course, PsyToolkit can only use puppy if you sort of like upload this puppy. If I drag it here, for example, on this button here, it will upload puppy, and then I need to save it. And now if I look at view files, I have this image. And I can revert to it in my experiment just as puppy, but I need to specify this in a section. Then empty line, right? Then I start my task, show my image. I can call this task. I mean, this is not maybe not a really good task name, but let's imagine in this task we're we're going to ask people to press the B key if they see the puppy, and then as soon as they press the button, it will become bigger. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, of course, because we use keys in this task, we say, for example, we use the key B. Uh, that just tells PsyToolkit we use one key of the keyboard, and don't ignore the other keys. Then we show our image, show bitmap. That's how you do it. Show bitmap puppy. Now, if you give no further parameters, it will show at screen center. And then we wait for a key press. So we write read key. Now, which is the correct key? We have only one key, so you say key number one in this list of keys. So we have keys B, so that's easy. We wait, say, for example, up to 10 seconds. Then we increase it, and then we say scale. Now, which stimulus in your line of events? So you have one stimulus. Stimulus. This is basically, you could here write in a comment. You could say this is stimulus number one. Well, remember, everything that follows a hash mark is a human readable command. So scale 1, scale stimulus to what? Well, we increase, for example, to 150%. You can do that. And that's, for example, the task. And then you still have, for example, you show that for one further second, or maybe for 2 seconds, just for clarity. So because we do screencasting. And then that is the task, so that would work. And we need to call, we always have a block, at least one block. Let's say call it training. We have a task in that block. We say do it how many times. You need to say how many times do you do specific task. So if you do it like this, you have a block training. It says do the task, show my image 4 times, and then it does this 4 times, and we'll see that in a second. Um, Let me just now go down here. We need to save the code. You can, by the way, press Control S on your keyboard or press the save. Uh, so Control S works, or save, compile and run. And now you get this. If you, so you see this image. I press the B key and it becomes bigger for a few seconds. B, 1, 2, and then it goes smaller again. And that's basically the task. So that's how you scale. Now, of course, show data. No data have been created. There's no save line and so on. But I just want to show actually that you can scale an image. Now you can make this, of course, fancier. But we know there are people who want to use the same image in different sizes, and the command instruction is scale, but you need to refer to the stimulus because you can have the same bitmap multiple times. Now I want to do that actually. I want to make this a little bit safe. For example, you show three images exactly the same. Say, for example, I show bitmap puppy, and I show this is so then I have three images. So show bitmap puppy. Now, if I would do it like this, they would be on top of each other. So now I need to give this XY coordinates. How does it work? Well, I go to command overview here. Look at the coordinate system, right? 0 would be in the screen center, minus 200 on the sort of like uh, horizontal axis is then left of screen center, and positive numbers are right of screen center. So I can add here XY coordinates. So for example, I do this one left of screen center. I do one at screen center, say 0, 0. 0, 0 is the default. I would not need to type it out, and one right of screen center. So now, uh, if I do it like this, but if I press the button, I only scale one of these three stimuli, and the others they stay the same. And that's good to show you. So let's compile that and run that. If we run it like this, if I press B, see you get one specific stimulus that's larger. So now if we scale 150. So if I would have said scale number 3, 150, yeah, compile and run, and I run same code, then actually it would be the third stimulus of my task. So that's how that works. Um, so and you will probably ask now, okay, you make them smaller. Yes, instead of going over 100, you can do say make it 50%. That's half its size. 50% of its normal size. 100% would be no scaling. So if I compile this and you do the same task and you run that and you press it, then it gets half as big as it normally is. And you can do all sorts of cool things. For example, you could um, make one specific one, or you can even do something like this. You can write here scale 1 to say number 1 say to 75, scale number 2 to 50, scale 3 to only 25% of its original size. If you do that, uh, you run the experiment, and then it looks like this. See? And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically the scale instruction, and this is quite useful. Um, if you want to get it back to its normal size again as well, then you just say scale 100, and it's always 100% of the original. Okay, and that's it. If you have any questions about this, put the question underneath the video, and I will explain to you how it works. I hope this helped. Please like and subscribe if you like these sort of short tutorials.